And the members of that family orbit around that center very, very closely.
Is it inbreeding? Inbreeding. Inbreeding.
In between?
Yeah.
What does in between mean? I can, in between?
Inbreeding is inbreeding.
In between? Is that it? No?
Inbreeding. B-R-E-E-D.
Oh, what? B?
R-E-E-D. E.
W-E. หรือมัน E
E and
E
A.
D
No,
E
no,
no
E.
Another E?
B. Yes.
Breed?
Yeah.
Breed.
Inbreed.
Inbred.
Inbreed.
Like that?
Is it the same thing?
No.
No. Not
There's a slight connection. When we refer to something as inbred, it refers to the, when, let's say that we have dogs in our household. If you have a male and you have a female, and in order to have puppies, then the male and the female will breed, right? And then they will have many puppies. Many puppies. Okay? If the offspring of the mother and the father, if they breed together, then we would refer to that as inbreeding. And what farmers and others who raise livestock, like cattle and sheep and other kinds of livestock, they avoid inbreeding because it makes the animals stronger if you breed animals that are distant in relation to one another. So when we talk about inbreeding, we're talking about people or like an organization or a country or a corporation being too close. Let's say I'm a president of a company, okay? And I want this company to grow and to thrive, to be prosperous. In order for that company to grow and thrive and be prosperous, I need fresh ideas. I need new ideas all the time. Are you with me? So, if all I did was just employ people from my own family, we would say that company has become inbred. That there are no new ideas coming in because I've only employed people from my own family. In order to get new ideas, I would need to go out to other companies and look for new talent so that I could get fresh ideas, fresh talent to make my company more prosperous. So when we refer to inbreeding, it means, in terms of raising animals, it means producing new animals that are very distant from one another in relation to each other. If we're referring to inbreeding in terms of organizations like companies, whatever, then it means that you want to bring in new ideas. You want in companies you want to avoid inbreeding.
So is a blind nuclear family.
Yes. A nuclear family. They're not exactly the same thing, but the ideas overlap. A nuclear family can be a good thing. A nuclear family can be healthy, right? Because it means that the family is close. And it means that the children respect their parents and will support one another. On the other hand, a nuclear family can be bad if the children don't learn to live on their own, to have their own lives. So when we talk about a nuclear family, sometimes it can be healthy, it can be good for the family to be a nuclear family. On the other hand, a nuclear family can become inbred, which means that the children are not capable of supporting themselves to live on their own. For example, my own family, I have 2 children and I have 3 grandchildren. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So, I like, when my children were young, we were a nuclear family. And, but now that they are adults, I want them to go out on their own. I want them to have their own lives. I want them to be able to think for themselves. So, on the one hand, we're still a nuclear family. We still care about each other a great deal. On the other hand, I don't want them to have to rely on me for every decision they make. So, a nuclear family can be both a good thing, it can lead to inbreeding and be a bad thing. Okay, difficult concept. Difficult concept. Anything else that we need to work on before we move on to our new lesson? Okay, well, today, first of all, after we take our break, I have for you the first chapter of the Good Earth. So we will continue the Good Earth after class. But before we do that, I want to help you with using some new words. Now, you told me before that you know what an adverb is. An adverb is a word, it's a modifier, but it's a modifier that modifies a verb. An adjective is a modifier that modifies a noun. So if I say that you are a smart student, smart modifies student, which is a noun. If I wanted to, an example of an adverb would be Ben learns English quickly. Quickly is an adverb modifying learn. So we use recently, lately, already, and yet. Those are adverbs. We use those to modify verbs, but we use them in different ways. And the way we use them can actually change the meaning of the sentence. So we want to make sure we use them properly. Again, just to kind of review, present tense, and then of course we have past tense, and we have future tense, but we've been, when we're working with adverbs, oftentimes we're using the past perfect. A regular verb, check, we just add ed, checked. Exercise, we just add ed, exercised, and so on. Gain, gained. Start, started. Visit, visited. Weigh, weighed. And then in order to make that past perfect, we either add to it either a has or a have. And whether we use have or has depends upon whether we're talking about one person or two people, or whether we're using you. For example, you have started learning English. She has started learning English. So whether we use have or has depends upon the noun that we use. And that's just a review. You know, you've seen those before. We also have irregular verbs. When we want to turn eat into past tense, we don't say eated. We don't put eat. We say, to make it present perfect tense, we say eaten. Give becomes given. Go becomes gone. Lose becomes lost. See becomes seen. Sleep becomes slept. Those are irregular verbs. Now, if you want to see a whole long list of verbs, regular and irregular, on page 151, you have a long list. 151, right at the very end of the book.